Hello everybody, welcome back to your channel Echo Engineering. In this video, we are going to learn how we can use MetaTrader5 Python library in order to implement an expert advisor. We have full videos for implementing expert advisor with MQL4 and 5, and I leave you the link to the videos here and the descriptions. You can go and watch them. But it's very important to learn it with Python because there are a lot of advantages with Python too, but also with MQL language, which is already C++. MQL is the extension of C++. What are the advantages of working with the MQL? First, they react to the market very fast, and it's very easy to backtest them because they have a tight integration with a MetaTrader. In the MetaTrader, we have strategy tester, and this strategy tester is very compatible with MQL, and we can backtest them very easily. These are the advantages of MQL 4 and 5. But what about Python? Python has lots of advantages too. For example, Python has a large ecosystem and libraries which can be used for different purposes, including data science or data engineering, or implementing the AI and machine learning models, like what we did in the previous video. We implemented a machine learning model which it was used for predicting the market crash. We can have a relation between our Python code and our expert advisor. For example, when our machine learning model predict market crash, our expert advisor can be only allowed to open short position for the current date. And also, it supports for multiple trading platform and API. For example, the Binance or Coinbase brokers, they do not support the MetaTraders, or at least as far as I know, but they provide us an API token. With this API token and their libraries like Python Binance or CB Pro for Coinbase, we can use their libraries to communicate with their server. And also we can use different Pandas and NumPy libraries to do data analysis. Also, Python has lots of open source community supports and documentations which can be very helpful and help us. And it also has sci-fi optimization libraries when we can use it to maximize our profit. And also Python can be used as a cross-platform flexibility. What does it mean? For example, with a Python server which we run it, we can at the same time communicate with Binance server, with Coinbase server, and FTMO server. And with the signals coming from the Binance, we can activate a logic in FTMO. And we can use our Python client as a bridge between our different account with different brokers. So before continuing and go to the programming part, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so whenever we upload new videos, you will receive a notification. And if you want me to cover any other topics, please do not forget to leave me a comment. I will read them and consider them for upcoming videos. I hope you enjoyed this video and stay with me to the end. So here we are in our Jupyter notebook. Before starting the program, remember that I will leave you the code that we are writing here in our Telegram channel. You can find it in the descriptions and go and download it there and check it by yourself. And second, everything that I'm going to teach you is based on the MQL5 reference, that it is MQL5 reference Python integration. It's all based on that. And it tells us you should first of all install the MetaTrader5 library by using pip install MetaTrader5 and update it by pip install upgrade MetaTrader. And these are all the methods that are supported by MetaTrader5 library. So okay, let's just copy it and paste it here. I press Shift and Enter to install it, but it's already installed on my laptop, so it will say that it is already installed, but for you it should install it. And then, yeah, requirement already satisfied. It means it's already installed. Then I use pip install -- upgrade MetaTrader5 to upgrade it to the latest version of MetaTrader5 library. Now we import our MetaTrader5 library as MT5. Press Shift and Enter. It is imported. Please notice that it should be M and T capital. And now we should define our login number, password, and server name in order to be able to connect to our MetaTrader, this one here, in order to be able to connect to this one. Even normally when you try to log into your account, your MetaTrader provider gives you this number, password, and server name. I add them here, we run it, and then we have our password, server name, and login. The login number is this one, the server name is this one, and the password, which you see it here, you should copy it from your account, but what you see here is not the correct one that I have. I added it, run it, and changed it. So it's already saved in the password. The correct password is already saved, but what you see here is not the correct one because I do not want you to have it, and you should not give your password to anyone too. After defining our login number, our server name, and our password, we use MT5 that initialize method to initialize our connection, and we say login is equal to this login number, and password is equal to this password with 2D, just to separate them from each other. And then we say the server is equal to the server that we have here, or we can even say server name, but it's just server. If I press shift and enter and the communication be successful, it will return as true, but if it's not successful, it will return as false. I press shift and enter. It is true. It means now we are connected to this account and we can open an order and close an order, and we will do it soon. It's very important. But to disconnect our communication, as we have it in our documentation, we can use shutdown, MT for shutdown. Okay, I just copy it here. Now we are connected and we are constantly connected. But if we want to shut it down, we should say MT5.shutdown. If I run it, it says true. It means it was on and we shut it down. Now we are not connected and we cannot open or close an order. It's important to know it too. Then I just leave it because I want to have constant connection. At the end, I disconnect it. The other method that we are going to talk about is account info. We say MT5 dot account info, and if I press shift and enter, it will return us the info of our account. I just do it like that so we can see the account info here too. Okay, it says the login number is this one and the leverage is 100, and let's just make it a little smaller. Trade allowed, it is true, and then margin mode 2, and then we can go and continue and reading everything, and it should say, okay, the server is the FTMO demo 2, then all the data of our account should be here, including the balance. The balance is 199, and we can see that it's the same balance that we have here. The profit, the equity, everything is here. Okay, everything are here. Even if we have an open order, they will change, and we can see all of them one by one, and we can have access to them by just choosing them. For example, I can just say easily return me the balance, and press shift and enter is returning the value of balance of my account. Or I can say, okay, return me the login number, I have it. Or easily leverage, for example, shift and enter, 100. All of them are here. This is actually something like a list. We can have access to this list by choosing its position. 0 will return as the login if I press shift and enter. 1 will return as trade mode, which is 0, and 2 will return as the third one, which is the leverage. If I press shift and enter, it will return as 100. We can just easily say for I in this MT5 that account info in this one, okay, just print I, and it go through all of them and returns us all the values. And now before sending an order, we want to find out what is the minimum point that each shares has. For example, for your USD, we define a variable named point, and we say point is equal to mt5 dot symbol info. And for this symbol info, we say, okay, return me the information for Euro USD. And if I press Shift and Enter, actually it should be point. So let's just delete this point first and press Shift and Enter. See what will be returns for us. Okay, for each symbol for Euro USD, we have lots of data, and it is very similar to account info. We can go through all of them, and even we can choose them, like saying, okay, for example, return me the first one. It is false, for example. We can go through all of them. And here, one of them is, this is the trade tick size, for example. And one of them is point. We can say just point. If I press Shift and Enter, it will tell us for Euro USD, the minimum price change would be 1 multiplied by 10 power minus 0.5. We can again just define a for loop for item. In this one, we can say, okay, print as the items, and it returns all the necessary items or useful items for Euro USD symbol. Okay, just let's say again what we had, point is equal to mt5 that symbol and Euro USD that point. It will be useful for sending an order. Okay, now we want to send an order. To send an order, I go to the MQL5 website as our reference, and we go through these methods, and we find out, okay, there is an order send method here. It's very similar to MQL5. In MQL5, we have a video named how to send an order in MQL5. I leave you the link here. You can go and watch it. It's very similar to that, okay? I press on it and I find out, okay, order send is a method. It has a request, and this request is actually a structure. A structure is a combinations of different variables with different data types, okay? If I go down, I will find out, okay, to send an order. Here, for example, this is an example of sending an order, sending a buy order, okay? Here, it defines how the request works. Actually, I just copy and paste it. We go through it in our code to see how it works, okay? This is a structure. This structure has actually here, it's a dictionary. Normally in C++, we call it a structure. A structure will be a combinations of different variable with different data types. But here it just, in Python, it is a dictionary, and this dictionary, these are our keys, and these are the values of our keys. The action, it says MT5 trade action deal. The symbol, here we just, for example, change it to Euro USD. It should be string. We say Euro USD. And the lot size, for example, I want it to be 1. But remember that it's a real value, so it should be 1.0, not only 1. And the type, here it is cell. We can say, okay, I want it to be the order type buy. I want to just buy. Then this position, we will use it when we want to actually modify an open order. So I just delete it. We don't need it. We don't need it. And the price, I want it to be run at the ask price. How we can have access to the ask price? Very easy. We say mt5 dot symbol info tick, and here I choose again Euro USD, and it should be a string, and I say dot ask. Okay, this will return us the ask for Euro USD. Let's just test it together. It will returns us the ask. Okay, let's open this one here. This is the ask price, or let's just do it like that. This is the ask 1.11633. Exactly what we have here. We can just change it to bit 2, and it will return us the bit. This is the bit and daily cache, everything. We can have access to all of them. Okay, so this is how we have access to the ask. Deviation, we don't need deviation. We just delete it. It will have the default value. Okay, then the magic number is just a magic number. We leave it like that. The comment, we again leave this one 2, and the type of filling, it can says, okay, filling return, but actually we don't need this to as well. I delete it. This is a simple request. I press shift and enter. If I call our request, we can see that it says just normal dictionary. Okay. To send an order, we can say, okay, empty5.order send, and here we just put this request. I just paste request, and if I send it here, we will have an order. An order, a buy order will run in our account. Let's just open both windows together like that and put this one here. We have both of them. There is no open order here. I run it. Remember that we don't have take profit and stop loss yet. We added two, but I just want to show you how we can send an order. I press shift and enter. Here, an order will be open. As you can see, a buy order is open. It is one lot and it is open at the ask price. Now we want to add the take profit and stop loss. Okay, how we can do that? Let's go again to our reference. Here it says this is the request and this is the data type of the request, which is this structure. And it says that here we have stop loss, it is a double price, and take profit, it is a double data type 2. So in order to run it, we just have to add this stop loss and take profit. I want to have a stop loss 100 point below the entry point and the take profit 200 above the entry point. So let's just add it here. There are two different ways to add it. First, we can just easily say, for example, TP double dot, and we can say, okay, the ask price, this one is the take profit plus 100, 200 point, just like that. And I press shift and enter. This is the take profit. We can, or because it's the last one, we don't need actually this comma. I press shift and enter. We can add stop loss like that too. This is SL, means stop loss, but we have another way to define it again, and it is just after defining our request, we can use this request as a dictionary and add another key, an item to our dictionary. If I press shift and enter here, we can say, okay, then add another key named stop loss, and this stop loss is equal to our ask price, which is MT5 that symbol info tick for your USD minus, okay, 100 multiplied by point. Okay, if I press shift and enter, then this stop loss is added to our request dictionary. See, stop loss, we have stop loss, we have take profit, and all of them are here. And if I run it again, we have already an open order. If I run it again, another order will be open, but with stop loss and take profit. If I run it again, 3 order is open. Yeah, we can do it as much as we want, and we can open as much order as we wish. Okay, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 orders. To return these orders, which at the moment they are called a position now, we can say, okay, return me the number of open order, or MT5 dot position total. If I press shift and enter, it will return as 4. It means 4 orders are open. The orders means, for example, the buy limits or buy stops or sell limit or sell stops, but as soon as they filled, they become a position. So to have access to actually open orders, we need to use position total. But if we have, for example, 3 buy stop or buy limits or sell stop or sell limits, then in order to have access to the number of them, we should use orders total. This is how we can open orders, and every time that we run it, actually it returns us the result. So it's better to actually save them in a result dictionary. Okay, we say the result dictionary would be this one. We can use an array for results. So every time that an order is open, it will be saved in this area. An array of, for example, 100 of dictionaries. Okay, I run it again, another order will be open, but now all of its data are saved in this result, and we can use this result to modify our order. Okay, very simple. There is another method named empty5 that position get. If I just run it, it will return as a tuple of several tuples. To have access to them, we can just choose them like that. We can say return me number 0. It will return us the data for the first open position. If I open the MetaTrader, this is the first one, and it returns us all the data. For example, the ticket number is this one. Let's just maximize it like in a way that we can see the ticket numbers here. 1485 at the end. It means this one. This is the ticket number and the time that it is open. It is an integer. We should change it to date time reference and the date time format object actually, and we can see what would the exact date time that it's open. The stop loss and take profit are 0 because we don't have any stop loss and take profit. But if I change it to 1, then it will return the data for the second open order, and it has stop loss and take profit, and the current price, all the data are here, and we can have access to all orders, open orders in our list here by just choosing them, and we can use this method actually to modify our orders in the future. Okay, now we want to use two different methods in order to have access to the historical data of our pair. There are two methods. The first one, it for example returns as the last 1,000 or 10,000 price tick that this candle had. And the second one, it returns as in a Japanese candle format, like, okay, in that day, give me, for example, the time period, and then this is open, high, low, and close for this candle, okay? Let's first try to do it for the tick price ticks, and to do so, we say, okay, empty5 dot copy this ticks from, and it has several instances. If I press shift and tab, it says the first one is a symbol. For example, we can say do it for euro AUD, and then the second one, let's say the second one is date from and count and then flag. Okay, the date, I say it's equal to a tuple, and this tuple is 2023, then the first January of 2023 and January 18th, 2023, and do it from 12 o'clock, okay? And then if I press shift and tab, count how many price tick. I say 1,000 price tick, and the last but not least is the flag, and the flag we say, okay, empty5 dot copy underline all, ticks all, okay? If I press shift and tab, there is an error. Actually, this one should be a date time object, but because we have not defined our imported our date time, we should say, okay, we should say from date time import date time and press shift and enter. And if I run it again, still have this error. I think we should just remove this date and directly enter this date time here. If I remove it and press shift and enter, okay, it runs, and it runs as an area, and this area is the ticker of this euro AUD share. I say, okay, share, or just let's say pair tickers or ticks is equal to this one. We call it, it's like that. And now we import our pandas to work with the data frames, and we say import pandas as PD, press shift and enter, and now we can say our tickers data frame, DF4 data frame is equal to PD dot data frame. We paste this one here, and we call this data frame, press shift and enter. It has changed to data frame so it can be easier to read it. This is the time, and this is the beat, this is the ask, last, volume, tick, millisecond, flag, and volume real. The data, very important data for the last 1,000 price tick. We will change this time to the date time format for the next data frame that we are gonna define. And now here And now we want to import the data as Japanese candlesticks, for example, for Euro GBP. To do so, we say mt5.copy range from pose. And here, again, if I press Shift and Tab, symbol, time frame, start position, count. Okay, let's do it. We say, do it for Euro GBP and mt5 that time frame and daily, for example, but we can even say hourly, 1 hour, 12 hour. But I think daily would be better for practice purposes. And then we say 0, and we want to again have the last 1000 candle. Okay, if I press Shift and Enter, let's see what happened. Here again we have an array. Okay, but this array is hard to read. We say Euro GBP data, or we can say area. It is equal to this one, and the data frame format is equal to df. It's equal to pd.data frame, and we add this Euro GBP, call our data frame. Let's see how it is look like. This is the open, high, low, close, tick volume, spread, real values. All of them are here. We can see all of them. But let's make this time object here and change it to the real date time format. Okay. To do so, I just delete this part and I say, okay, from this data frame, I want the time be equal to pd.to date time. And what I want to change is Euro actually GBP data frame, the time column, and there is another property. It is unit, and the unit I want it to be S. Okay, and after that again I wanna see my Euro GBP data frame. If I press Shift and Enter, it runs and it changed the time format to normal time. Here it is actually integer, but now here it is a date time object. Okay, I think this is enough for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to hit the like button. By doing so, you will help us to be introduced to those who are interested in these topics too. Have a good day. Bye.